And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Resident Evil 1. And now we're going to be finishing up the underground section of the game. So yeah, I mean, I know some of the parts of Resident Evil can be rather dull. I mean, it's meant to be all survival horror, but this isn't exactly what you call a scary place. I mean, yeah, you see snakes, I guess, but I think it kind of wears out its welcome after a certain point, especially with the, after the hunters show up. It's like, well, what's the worst you can do? Well, you don't get that until the last part of the game. Alright, this again is going to be where you need the hexagonal crank, and you need to turn this thing 3 times. You heard me right, folks. 3 times. And that's pretty much it. Now again, you want to get this boulder to move, so do the same thing like we did before. Hug the wall, and then you are good to go. And this is where you can also grab the second mode disc. And a map to the underground, in case you ever feel like 100% in the entire map, which, again, you really don't need to, because you're going to be exploring every single part of the section anyway, so it's kind of pointless. I mean, it just seems like a really odd place to put a map there. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the map was like a room or two after the beginning of it, that way you have an idea of where you're going. I don't know. It just feels a little bit strange to me. All right, this next puzzle is where you have to put your statue against the corner of the wall, and then you have to crank it forward, then crank the wall right back. That way you can actually push it. Because in this game you can't pull. Why? I don't know. Ocarina of Time, this ain't. Very simple puzzle nonetheless, though, and we get the Eagle of... what does it say now? I think it was Eagle of East, Wolf of West. And we get the Wolf Medal. Alright. And we are done with this room. Alright, now we can actually get the hell out of this place. And conveniently enough, they actually reveal... well, never mind. Alright, so up the elevator we go, and now we're pretty much at the final stretch of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Some herbs there in case you need to heal yourself. To be honest with you, though, you're not going to really need any more blue herbs at this point. Alright, yeah, I mean, so far this game, while it's a classic in its own right, in the sense that, it's what started the entire Resident Evil franchise. And the voice acting, I'm sure, must have been, even in 90s standards, it was pretty bad. Like, the characters are just pretty awkward. Like, the voice acting itself is awkward. The remake obviously fixes that. But sometimes, for people who are suckers for cheesy voice acting, this could be a great thing. It was actually funny, too. It was an interview with, Douglas Walker, and a fan, I think it was at a pan, I think it was a con, I forgot what con it was. A fan asked him, why was the action Resident Evil 1 so bad? And he explained that the Japanese developers at the time, who didn't know much about the English language, or weren't too familiar with it, I should say, didn't really know how Americans would talk, so they thought they overemphasized, commands like Albert Wesker said, "Don't open the door," for example. And DC even said, even though one of the actors, I forgot his name, but, sorry, I drew a blank there. But he said that he might have acted bad, but he's still actually a damn fine actor. Alright, we can get rid of the the hexagonal crank, excuse me. We are going to need to make room for one more Mo disc, if I can talk today. Blah. You can just ignore that zombie because he's pretty easy to get past. For some reason, not this guy. Not sure why. And there's the last Mo disc. There we go. Now it's just a matter of inserting them into the right computer. The right 3 computers. Alright, there's actually one other important thing you can look up. Well, you can actually look for, in this room. There's going to be a memorandum that we're going to find, I think is in this room. Yes, is in this room. Researcher's letter, Dear Ada. Remember that name, guys. Ada. Now you can see that password right there. It's kind of hard to decrypt. It was actually written by John, who's an employee of the Umbrella Corporation. And he just wrote a letter that he's going to be now dead. Because he himself has been infected. So, push this bookshelf here, and you can push the switch. Tree, man, apple, woman. Now, it's supposed to provide some kind of a hint to what the password might be. Green River's feed right there, just in case you were to take a hit. And it won't. It might not be that important to you right now in Resident Evil 1, but when we get to Resident Evil 2 and you see this Ada person, you'll understand why. So I do like that attention to detail right there. Alright, in this door we go. Now you don't have to pick this up, but if you do pick up the CD slides, you get to actually find some interesting pictures in this slide, but it's not necessary. But I will show it off anyway. So now you have to turn the computer. Man, Umbrella really likes showing off their products. The Umbrella sticker on the monitor, on the keyboard, on the desktop, and on the screensaver. So, the login here is John, and the password here is Ada. So, what now? I had to unlock B2 and B3's door with the computer. And to type in one more password, if I remember correctly. Yes. So the password is mole. Now, the reason why that password was mole, because, well, this is just my personal theory. I think John somehow knew all along that Ada was a mole and not really a girlfriend, but he still loved her. So he considered her his girlfriend. I mean, that's what I know there's a lot of people thinking too, but that just seems to be the popular story over why the password happened to be mole. Alright, so that's it. That's it for this room anyways. Alright, back in this room we go. And we didn't, and we had to unlock one of the rooms earlier with the computer. Excuse me. So now we have to kill all these zombies here. Well, if you can somehow run around the zombies, I suppose you can get away with not having to deal with them. But just on the verge of you mess up, then you're definitely gonna get bit a lot. So yeah, definitely take out. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking out a few naked zombies in the room. I mean, that begs the question: what were 5 naked people doing in this room while all of them were infected? Alright, there's Mo Disc number 1. Alright, so we got 2 more passcodes to file. Yeah, that door will be unlocked once we get all 3 passcodes. That won't be accessible till later in the game. Well, not that much later, but later nonetheless. Alright, back up the stairs that we go. Here, now we go in this room. Now remember the CD slides we picked up earlier, we can actually insert them in here. And we're in for a slideshow. We got the Cerberus here. Neptune. Hunter. The Tyrant. Never seen that creature before. Blank picture and... Ooh, what's this? The guy with sunglasses. Is that who I think it is? Alright, so you want to push the switch here, and then that reveals the lab key. Alright, and down the stairs that we go. Alright, so that... yeah, I wasn't gonna let you touch me, you asshole. You wanna go around here? And we use a lab key to unlock the door. Alright, so next time we meet, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be exploring more into the Umbrella's laboratory. See you guys then.